Hello and welcome to the podcast. You actually have plans today after the show. Awesome. What are you doing?
I'm going to get my moles checked.
Oh.
So, not the most riveting plan, but...
Yeah, you said that you had somewhere to be. I was excited. I was like, woo, something to do.
The last time I went and got my moles checked, I had to get one removed right off of my boob. Mm-hmm. So I get nervous before going because it's uncomfortable. It's healthy to go and get your moles checked for sure. But, what do you talk about in there?
Is it a male or female doctor? Does that matter to you?
It doesn't matter to me. They're professional. I have there's a male dermatologist that my doctor recommends me to go to. And there's usually a nurse in there with him anyway.
What's his Snapchat?
I don't know, Ryder.
Okay, that was just a test to see if you like this guy. He's planning to go get moles checked during a pandemic.
You wear a mask. It's very safe.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's gotten to the point in my life where I'm older than my doctors now. Like the dermatologist I go to is fantastic. Like he detected one that needed to be removed right away and he took it off right then and there. Mm-hmm. But he's for sure 10 years younger than me. And it's so awkward.
No way he's 10 years younger than you.
He looks 10 years younger than me. You
know how long med school takes? He would have had to start med school when he was 13.
But also, he's a dermatologist, so of course he looks young.
Right.
He looks great.
Skin looks vibrant as hell. Eh? Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Which one are you getting? That one on your neck? Removed?
I don't have one on my neck. What?
Moly.
This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
Hot chocolate bombs. They're all the rage. The kids love them. I'm a 30-year-old woman, and I enjoyed the process of pouring hot milk on this ball of chocolate that then opens and explodes, and all of the hot chocolate powder and marshmallows come out, and it tastes so good.
Well, I mean, some of them probably don't.
Well, the place that I got mine from, it was legit. Good, and it's a local company. Okay. A lot of people are like, where can I find these? My kids are obsessed. I don't know what store to go to. Hit me up. I got a girl.
Lisa has an underground hot chocolate bomb dealer.
Legit, I do.
The government is now listening to our conversation.
That's fine.
All right. My recommend something is a movie that came out on Disney Plus in September, but was like $40. No thanks. Now it's free and it's really, really good. Mulan. And I know it got mixed reviews, but I'm just here to say, watched it with my daughter this weekend and we were both hooked for the whole movie.
It's just upsetting to me that you haven't seen the original.
Yeah, I might have when I was little. I don't remember these movies like you do.
Let's get down to business to defeat.
But as we discovered last week, the movies I do remember, and specifically the songs from Disney movies, I may have better taste than you because I beat you in that competition.
That's ridiculous.
That you cried and walked out of the studio from. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. The average Canadian adult going to be spending $322.65 on holiday gifts this year.
Wow, okay.
And shopping for an average of 6 different people.
That is insane to me because I've already spent that on myself and I haven't gotten other people gifts yet. I'm like, I deserve this. Or I'll buy something and I'm like, well, I like this too, so I'll get this. And then next time I go, I'll get them the same thing.
I'll just test it out first.
Whoops.
Yeah, I did a little math here, thinking that sounded about right. And I was like way over it.
It doesn't sound right at all.
After I calculated like the first 3 gifts I bought this year. So good luck out there trying to spend $322.65 or less.
What are we getting for 6 people?
Yeah.
What are they getting?
Well, that equals out to what?
I guess you could. That's like, okay.
$55 each.
All right. So a good gift card somewhere.
Just whiskey.
There were 8 endangered giraffes trapped on a shrinking island in the middle of a flooding lake. And not only that, but the water was infested with crocodiles. So a bunch of people raced into action, government officials, local community members of Veruco Community Wildlife I can never say that word.
Conservatory?
Conservancy.
Okay.
In Kenya. And they constructed last minute this giraffe raft, which is also very hard to say. Say that 5 times fast. Anyway, the pictures of them on this ferry where they're taking one giraffe at a time is so wholesome because you can only see the top of their head poking out because they had to make the raft so tall.
Right.
Anyway, good for them for jumping into action and saving these giraffes.
Sadly, with how tall they had to make them, they all tipped over.
No.
Tell me something good.
And when I say endangered, it's because there's only 1,600 of this specific giraffe left in the world.
Okay.
So good job.
A graduate student in physics is creating the most effective face mask, the N95, with just a little wave of his hand. He managed to figure out how to do it with a cotton candy machine. And it's super effective and very fast.
Does it melt when you lick it?
I didn't know they're not making it with cotton candy.
I know,
they're
it's
just
a
using
joke.
the machine. Okay.
It's a funny joke.
Anyway, it apparently is super effective and a very quick way to do it. So this is going to spur new research into how to make masks better. And when you look at how effective the masks are,
Bill Nye has video footage of it on TikTok.
well, and even like look at the provinces right now. We're the only one that doesn't have a mask mandate, and our numbers are much higher than the rest of the country.
Congrats, everyone.
And the countries that have gotten used to wearing masks when you're ill and things like that, which don't think this is a big deal at all, have had way less negative impact from COVID. So the masks are important now and
Make it out of cotton
forevermore.
candy, though.
Try that, yeah.
Tell me something good.
Giraffe raft, giraffe raft,
Giraffe raft, giraffe raft, giraffe raft, giraffe raft, giraffe raft.
Thank you for checking out the show. Terribly underwhelming purchases is what we're talking about at 780-784-7107.
Yeah, James wrote in saying, I bought one of those plugins that has the shelf on it. It has the multiple plugins, USB ports. Very disappointed as that was $30. And I realized I only bought it because I saw it on TV. Don't use it.
Yeah. You just purchased something that arrived in the mail that you were pretty excited about.
Yeah, and like it works good. I got a security camera and it's fine, but two things are brutal about it. One, I have it up against the window so I can twirl it around to look into the living room and the front door. But you just recently got some sort of covering on your windows that
like
help the insulation.
Be cool tinting kind
Yes,
of.
which
Yeah.
is awesome for keeping the room like warm in the winter, colder in the summer, but it's more of like a mirror now, so I can't see out the window. It's just a reflection. So that's disappointing. And then when you turn the camera around to look at the living room, there's no activity. Like I was hoping to watch your dog Gordon have a party. So dogs just don't do anything when you leave the house?
No.
Where is he?
He's napping somewhere.
Well,
for
that's
sure.
really, really underwhelming. I thought the toys came alive. when
No,
we
they
leave.
don't.
All right, well,
So
that
yeah,
was a waste of money.
huge waste of money.
I'm not happy about it.
Well, I bought my dog this really expensive Tough toy. He loves tug and he likes to play with toys. And it was about, I don't know, I think $65 or something in the end. And he doesn't play with it ever. 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 He plays with all his other toys that are like torn and ripped and disgusting. Even after I wash it, like he never plays with it. Not ever.
Maybe you got to like tear it up a bit, make it disgusting, rub it in dirt, and then he'll be interested, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we want to know about your underwhelming purchases. Ryder, do you have one?
Yeah, it was when I was 16. My parents never let me have a gaming console growing up because I think they knew that I'd just be hooked. So when I was about 15, finally I was granted permission if I saved my own money to buy my own console. So I saved up. This was like 98, I guess. And I was so excited that I didn't want to wait for the PlayStation or the GameCube or the Xbox, which were all on the way. Instead, I went with the Sega Dreamcast.
What's wrong with the Dreamcast? I never had one.
It got pumped out first, but then it got hammered by the competition when the other three came out.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
PlayStation took over.
I think it was like a year later they just stopped making games for it. Like it was such a waste of money. Now it's a cult classic, and I probably should have, instead of angrily throwing it out or whatever I did with it, is kept it because now they're like these trendy, like,
Yeah.
whoa, you got a Dreamcast?
Throwback.
But it was such a disappointment when
Yeah.
all my buddies had like dope new PlayStations and we're like playing with each other and learning each other's
Oh,
games.
you're just in the corner with your one little Dreamcast.
With a little part of the controller that came out and didn't do much. It was so bad.
107.
So they're definitely trying to like young up the Olympics.
Well, and there's so many talented people out there that are good at things that should be a competition where you get a gold medal and it's not just skiing and snowboarding and gymnastics. There's so many cool things that people can do.
Well, my favorite part of the Olympics is that these people, I mean, I think you get a bit of a kickback from your country as far as cash goes if you win, or like they donate money to the sport that you're in if you win. But like, you're going there for the passion of what you do, and you are competing against other people that are in the same boat. Unless it's Russia, then there's always some weird controversy going on there. But I just think it's dope that they've added breakdancing. It officially is going to be in the Paris Games. Some other ones on the list are surfing, skateboarding, and sport rock climbing.
That'll be cool to watch. 2024 is the year that those will be implemented.
All of which I'm interested in checking out.
Man, I even just like the swimming. The lanes, that's just swimming back and forth, and that's interesting to me.
That's my least favorite of all.
Are
Yes.
you serious?
Well, yeah, it's just like you said, swimming back and forth.
It's intense.
Whereas these, like anything could happen. The only thing that I hope doesn't is at the surfing competition if they got a really clear chill day. What are you going to
do about that?
I'm sure they're picking an area where no matter what, there's some decent waves coming in.
West Edmonton Mall Water Park.
Yeah, I guess, right? Anyway, big ups to all of, especially the young people that are involved in surfing, skateboarding, breakdancing, and sport rock climbing for likely having a new goal.
My biggest regret is not learning how to break dance. Now that I'm 30, I can't really move as well as I used to be able to.
It looked like you were breakdancing on your walk out to your vehicle when you slipped this morning.
Oh, yeah. FYI, it's very slippery outside.
Sweet hold, please. So where have you been?
I had to get over 1,000 steps before 8 a.m., so I was just roaming the halls quickly.
What?
This is what I do. I'll put my Fitbit away when it dies, and then I don't look at it for 6 months, and then I remember that I have one, and then I plug it in, and I wear it, and I'm dedicated for a couple days.
Yeah. It just really shows you how bad you've been doing.
Oh,
though,
man.
right?
Like, it's embarrassing, really. Like, yesterday I tried to get to 10,000 steps.
Okay, stop playing with it. It's distracting me.
Sorry. I tried to get to 10,000 steps, and I got to 6,000. I was like, I can't do this. Who can do this?
Well, didn't you say your dad like averaged 25,000 a day for a stretch while he was like working?
My dad doesn't sit down. He's one of those dads that always has to be doing something. He retired, quote unquote, like 6 years ago. Hasn't stopped working a day since.
He just stands in front of the mirror and looks at the neighbor kids who are playing on his lawn and paces back and forth.
He's like one of the dads where it doesn't matter what you're watching. He'll just come and stand and judge what you're watching in the living room. And then walk away and then come back and stand and judge again.
A lot of steps.
Lot of steps.
So your new goal is to get in 1,000 before 8 a.m. or is that the Fitbit tells you
It's
that?
telling me, like it'll shake, it'll vibrate and say, get up.
Really?
Why are you being so lazy?
Okay, so you're over 1,000 right now.
We're good for a little while.
Well, I'm not sure I like this because like we have a job to do and it involves you being in here.
I need a Bluetooth speaker and microphone for this
so
show.
You can go
I
pace the halls.
I'll go
and
run
do
the
show?
stairs. Yeah.
All right. Evan. Thank you for checking out the show. So we just discovered Lisa's crappy purchase to be actually pretty interesting on day one, which I'm surprised by.
I bought a security camera and I was like, oh, this is good. Like maybe we'll see what Gordon does when we're not home. The hits Ryder's Blue Tick Hound, who oddly never howls.
No, he doesn't bay either.
He doesn't bay
barks
at all. He just like sometimes barks, but not even, barely even.
And if you've seen the show The Pack, there's a blue tick on it, and they just bay constantly,
They're
like
just
most of them
talking.
do.
Yeah, and we just turned on the camera to like check in on what he's doing, and he is howling.
Yeah,
which is actually quite sad. I Googled it, and I'm like, he's lonely. He needs a friend.
Oh, no.
So?
Oh, God.
Might get 3 more dogs.
Okay. You have a purchase that didn't go well. 780-784-7107. Jess, tell us about it.
So I was 16 years old. I was saving all of my money working as a cashier at Walmart, part-time at night after school. And I finally saved up enough money to go to West Ed and go to the FCUK store to buy this stark white cropped hoodie that cost me $170.
Whoa.
Yeah, I put it on immediately, of course. And we went downstairs. I went to the food court. I got an Orange Julius. I got a hot dog. I put mustard all over the hot dog. And my first bite, I dropped mustard all down this sweater and stained it forever.
Stain wouldn't come out.
Wouldn't come out. My mom couldn't do anything. She was mad at me that I bought the sweater, and then she was mad at me that I stained the sweater. So I'm just like officially forever scarred from buying white clothing because it's just so underwhelmingly
And stressful.
Yeah.
so stressful.
Thank you for the call. Oddly, what she said, the first thing she said after spilling, was very close to what was written on her shirt. Why is mustard so hard to get out of things? Like, you have a jacket, that jacket, right?
No, it's my black jacket.
Oh.
I have a mustard stain back from I don't even know what year, 2008.
You were at a concert?
I was at Union Hall. I got a mustard afterward, and the stain is still there.
You got a mustard after. You just went up and asked for a
Sorry, a hot
mustard?
dog with mustard on it, and it's just an iconic stain. So
Yeah, all of my golf shirts. Just a little bit of stir.
107.
Exciting news for you, Lisa. I just came across a new recipe that is starting to get some traction. One of your favorite foods on the planet is buffalo chicken dip.
oh, it's a godsend.
So I saw someone making pizza with buffalo chicken dip as the stuffed crust, and it didn't look that hard to do. I could probably pull it off.
Please.
The crust ends up being huge, right? Because you're really
Yes.
wrapping in. It kind of reminds me of when they tried to do the hot dog stuffed crust pizza. Remember that?
Yeah, I never tried that.
But yeah, no, it looks like the buffalo chicken.
Man, I love crust. I don't understand why people don't eat it. Every time a kid leaves their crust, I'm like, you gonna eat that?
Just dip it in something.
It's so good.
I've tried in the past to pitch the idea of stuffed crust, but using buffalo chicken, but actual wings. It didn't go over real well.
No.
First, there was just crust in our crust. Then came cheese. Then naturally, we infused our crust with little baby hot dogs. Now, be the first to try our groundbreaking chicken wing stuffed crust pizza.
Ow! My teeth! Why didn't you take the bones out? Could somebody help me?
If that doesn't tickle your drumstick, try our all-new pre-chewed gum stuffed crust pizza. Choose from flavors like pepperoni spearmint, cinnamon Hawaiian, and juicy fruit meat lovers.
That sounds awful!
Curbing your hunger and freshening your breath. One piece of gum we found on a bus seat at a time.
Big thanks to Gary James, who does the weekend playback here, for giving that beautiful voice work. He sounds professional.
Yeah, and apparently Larry David was in there too. That sounds awful. That sounded so much like him.
Anyway, so this is great news because it won't hurt your teeth.
No.
And it may taste delicious. Your hair looks very different today.
Yeah, I bought a new product and I love it, but I don't want to recommend it to too many people because it does have its flaws. So I bought the Revlon blow dryer. It does like a blowout. So it blow dries your hair, but at the same time, it makes it nice and soft and like big curls.
Yeah.
And it works really well. I'm pumped about it. My blow dryer broke about a year ago, so I haven't done my hair in a year, it
All
seems.
right.
But the thing is, it sounds like a shop vac.
Oh,
It's
that's
so loud.
That's what you were doing in your room yesterday.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that's what it was.
Yeah, I thought you were maybe like using a leaf blower. I didn't
No.
know what was happening in there.
So yeah, I'm very pumped about this product, but it's not good if you get headaches.
Well, you were also saying that like you haven't touched your hair since the start of the pandemic, as far as like
No product.
no product, no
Just wash it.
hair dryer. Is that what they're called? Sorry, I don't know this topic. When you're like, can we talk about this? I was like, well, I'm useless, but
So I 10 out of 10 do recommend it for the look, but the sound is not good.
all right. Anybody wants tips on not using anything on their head ever, feel free to get at me. I just came across an article about Skip the Dishes and how much it was ordered in Canada this year. There's an Albertan who ordered with Skip the Dishes 962 times this year.
How many times you're ordering a day? Like, what's going on? You must constantly just be hanging out in your front entrance waiting for food.
That averages to about 2.5 times a day, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you are then ordering, I don't know, 16 to 20 times.
I mean, why
A
not?
week.
Why not? Why not?
Well, especially now that they've laid out the, like, new bonus points or whatever it is, credits based on how much you use it. This person's probably real chapped that wasn't around this year.
I want to be friends with this person because I'd like some chicken tenders or something.
And they'd always be down.
They'd always say yes. I got this.
You want to get some skip the dishes? Gingerbread houses sales drastically decreased this year. And I think it's because quite often it's more of an event.
Yeah,
right?
it's something to do.
And you're doing it like at work as a competition. We do it for charity here for the Christmas Bureau of Edmonton every year.
Yeah.
That was done a little different this year. So I can see why drastic decline in gingerbread houses. The thing that frustrates me about them is that I always want to eat them, but then when you think about it, you're like, somebody else's fingers have literally touched every corner of that, and there's glue, and the cookie itself is never as good as you think it's going to be.
Yeah, it breaks your teeth. And there was one year that I did use glue. Like, I didn't know you had to make it 100% edible, and then when I had it in the kitchen on display, half of it was gone the next day, and I was like, someone ate glue.
Hopefully it's the couple people around here that look like they may have eaten a lot of glue in elementary school, too.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.